Imagine your mind as a magnetic field, constantly attracting the frequency of your dominant thoughts. When you consistently envision yourself as confident, successful, and abundant, your reality begins to shift in alignment with that vision. This isn't mysticism, it's the science of consciousness and the power of the subconscious. Everyone desires success, yet few realize that it begins not with money, connections, or luck, but with thought. Back in 1937, Napoleon Hill studied the lives of hundreds of wealthy and influential individuals and distilled their paths into 13 principles in his book Think and Grow Rich. These principles remain timeless, validated by the lives of ordinary people who've transformed their destinies. Let's explore these principles through simple, relatable examples. First, a clear and definite desire is the foundation of manifestation. Think of building a house. Without a blueprint and a solid foundation, nothing stands. The same applies to success. Without a precise goal, you wander aimlessly. A young man from a poor background didn't just wish for wealth, he declared, "In 3 years, I will work in IT earning $20,000 a month." He wrote it down, placed it on his wall, and visualized himself in that role daily. 3 years later, he was hired by a major firm. Edwin Barnes didn't merely want a good job, he envisioned himself as Thomas Edison's partner. He held that image with unwavering clarity and eventually made it real, starting from nothing. Your task isn't to vaguely wish for money, but to define the exact amount and time frame. For instance, I will earn $10,000 monthly within 1 year. Second, belief is the fuel that drives action. Without belief, dreams remain dormant. One man wanted to open a cafe. Everyone around him said it was too risky, that he lacked experience. He could have quit, but instead he studied business, spoke with cafe owners, and visualized success. A year later, he opened a small coffee shop. 2 years later, a second one. Belief doesn't guarantee instant success, but it gives you the strength to persist. Every successful person first believed in their vision before it became reality. Elon Musk believed in private space travel when others laughed. Now SpaceX launches rockets. Belief is reinforced by action. Start small. Want to launch a business? Read one book. Talk to one entrepreneur. Each step strengthens your confidence. Without belief, your dream remains fantasy. Belief isn't blind optimism, it's conviction backed by movement. Say you want to open a cafe. Begin by studying the industry, speaking with owners, calculating your budget. The more you learn and act, the stronger your belief becomes. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Third, autosuggestion, programming your mind for success. Your brain is like a computer, what you input is what you output. If you constantly think, "I'll fail," your subconscious will validate that. But if you repeat, "I can do this, I'll find a way," your mind begins seeking solutions. A woman who wanted to learn English told herself daily, "I easily remember new words." 6 months later, she was conversing fluently. Athletes visualize victory before competition. This isn't magic, it's mental conditioning. Try saying aloud each day, "I'm becoming more successful." In a month, you'll notice shifts. If you repeat, "I'm a failure," your brain will find ways to confirm it. But if you affirm, "I've got this," your subconscious will start opening doors. Use a simple technique, morning and evening, visualize your goal as already achieved. Want a new car? Imagine sitting behind the wheel, smelling the leather, hearing the engine. The more vivid the image, the faster it manifests. Fourth, specialized knowledge, real skills, not just diplomas. Many equate education with success, but that's not always true. Henry Ford never attended university, yet became one of the wealthiest men in history. It's not the quantity of knowledge, but its application that matters. One man wanted to start a honey business. Instead of spending 5 years studying beekeeping, he took a 3-month course, found a mentor, and began. A year later, he had his own apiary. Degrees are fine, but practical skills create real success. Bill Gates left Harvard because he already knew how to build software. He focused on what mattered for his vision. Want to earn online? Study marketing, not quantum physics. Find courses, books, or mentors in your field. Mark Zuckerberg didn't wait for university lectures on building Facebook, he learned to code and started experimenting. If you seek financial freedom, learn investing, marketing, or negotiation. Knowledge must be active, not dormant. Fifth, imagination, the gateway to unconventional solutions. When everyone follows the same path, success belongs to those who forge a new one. In the 90s, while most sold goods at markets, one man envisioned home delivery. People laughed, until he built a chain of stores. Every great invention began as a mental image. Steve Jobs didn't just build phones, he imagined how people would interact with them. Your imagination can birth ideas that transform your life. A Brazilian man created lollipops with messages. Now his business spans dozens of countries. Everything around us was once a thought: Coca-Cola, iPhone, Airbnb. If you feel you lack genius ideas, try the what if technique. What if food delivery came not from restaurants, but home cooks? That's how services like Croftosi were born. Don't fear wild ideas. Sometimes, the most radical visions spark revolutions. Sixth, organized planning. Without it, even brilliance fails. Dreaming is beautiful, but without a plan, it's just fantasy. Say you want to save for a home. Random saving won't get you far. But if you calculate monthly savings and stick to a plan, your odds soar. Take a sheet of paper and list what needs to happen to reach your goal. Want to start a business? Your plan might look like this: 1. Choose a niche. 2. Study competitors. 3. Create a product. 4. Find first clients. Do one step daily. A dream without a plan is just a wish. Break big goals into small steps. Want to earn through freelancing? Your plan: pick a niche, e.g., copywriting, take a course or study free materials, build a portfolio with 5 sample articles, pitch 20 companies. Each step is a mini goal moving you closer to success. 7th, decisiveness, the habit of making quick decisions. Successful people don't hesitate for months. They assess risks but don't wait for perfection. One woman debated starting an online store. Meanwhile, her friend launched a similar business and was earning within a year, while she was still unsure. Howard Schultz didn't hesitate when he discovered a small coffee shop called Starbucks. He bought it and built a global brand. If you're delaying a decision, ask, what's the worst that could happen? Most risks aren't as scary as they seem. Successful people don't wait for the perfect moment. They act, fail, adjust, and try again. Want to move to a new city? You could spend years reading forums and worrying, or find a job, rent a place, and go in a month. Yes, it's scary. But action dissolves fear. As Amazon founder Jeff Bezos said, if you're not willing to fail, you'll never do anything original. 8th, persistence, what to do when you feel like quitting. Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC, faced over 1,000 rejections before someone believed in his chicken recipe. Most people quit after the first setback. But those who persist eventually win. Sanders kept going despite constant rejection. On his 1010th attempt, someone said yes, and KFC was born. If things aren't working, it means you haven't found the right approach yet. Try again. Success often comes down to the number of attempts. If you're being rejected, ask, what can I improve? Maybe your product needs refinement, your strategy needs tweaking, or your audience needs shifting. Remember, every failure is a lesson, not the end. Step 9, the power of your environment, why who you spend time with shapes your destiny. If your circle constantly repeats, work is slavery, only thieves get rich, it's unlikely you'll believe in your own potential. But when you surround yourself with people building businesses, learning, and evolving, their energy becomes your fuel. If your environment says, it's impossible, your belief in success will erode. Seek out those who've already achieved what you aspire to. New entrepreneurs often join business clubs where they receive guidance and motivation. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those people complain and doubt success, your drive will fade. Find mentors, colleagues, or even authors whose mindset lifts you higher. If you dream of launching a business, attend entrepreneurial meetups or join a mastermind group. Your environment either elevates or diminishes you, choose consciously. Step 10, Sexual Energy, Channeling Passion into Purpose. Hill believed sexual energy is one of the most potent forces available for creation. Instead of wasting it on fleeting pleasures, successful individuals redirect it into work and self-development. Passion is powerful, but it can be transformed into creativity. Many writers and artists have produced masterpieces by channeling their desire into their craft. When you feel a surge of energy, invest it in your mission, not idle distractions. Hill called this sexual transmutation, converting raw desire into productive momentum. Instead of scrolling endlessly or chasing empty conversations, pour that energy into your goals or physical movement. Some of the greatest works of art, business ventures, and scientific breakthroughs were born from this inner fire. Learn to master your energy, and you'll be astonished by what you can accomplish. Step 11, The Subconscious, How to Make It Work for You. If you fall asleep worrying about problems, you'll wake up in anxiety. But if you visualize success before bed, your brain will begin searching for ways to achieve it, even while you sleep. Think about your goal before sleep. In the morning, write down any ideas that surfaced overnight. This is how the subconscious operates, solving problems while you rest. Ask it questions before bed: how can I increase my income? Where can I find clients? Answers often arrive in dreams or unexpected flashes of insight. Einstein once said the theory of relativity came to him in a dream. Trust your intuition. Sometimes, your subconscious knows more than your conscious mind. Step 12, The Brain as a Receiver, Tuning into the Frequency of Success. Hill believed ideas come from a higher source, but only to those ready to receive. You might suddenly think, I should call that old friend, and discover they're hiring for your dream role. Ray Kroc once saw a small restaurant called McDonald's and instantly knew it was the future. He bought the franchise and revolutionized the food industry. When something nudges you, listen. Hill called it cosmic energy, but you can simply call it alignment. When you're clear on your desires and take action, the universe begins to respond. You meet the right people. Opportunities appear. Insights strike. These moments aren't coincidences, they're synchronicities. J.K. Rowling conceived Harry Potter during one of the darkest periods of her life. She believed in her story, and eventually found a publisher. Step 13, The Sixth Sense, How to Cultivate Intuition. The more you trust yourself, the more often you'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. One entrepreneur turned down a seemingly lucrative deal because something felt off. Later, he discovered the partner was a fraud. Once you've walked through the first 12 steps, you begin to sense which decisions are aligned. That's your sixth sense, born from growth. Warren Buffett says his best investments came from listening to his inner voice. It's not mysticism, it's refined awareness and accumulated wisdom. These 13 principles aren't magic pills. They only work when practiced consistently. Start small. Write down your goal. Believe in it. Take one step each day. Even if it feels hard at first, you'll begin to see your dreams take shape. Success doesn't arrive overnight, but it always arrives for those who persist. The key is to begin. As Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Your transformation has already begun. Just take the first step. Act, even if you're afraid. Surround yourself with those who uplift you. And remember, success isn't luck, it's the result of intentional thought and consistent action. If you're ready to change your life, start now. Get the full version of the book, it will be your guide to success. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future lessons. If this message inspired you, hit like, it lets us know we're on the right path. Leave a comment, share your dream and the steps you've already taken. Your story fuels our entire team. Your success begins here and now. Don't postpone it. Start today. Watch until the end, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's grow together.